Pre-Christmas tragedy, over 70 die in stampedes across Nigeria. Nigeria has recorded over 70 deaths of people who have tragically lost their lives in stampedes across Nigeria while scrambling for food and palliatives. As the country grapples with an inflation rate of 34.60%, with the cost of living rising sharply, many Nigerians have turned to relief distribution events in desperate hopes of receiving basic necessities. These events, however, have become scenes of chaos where overcrowded crowds have spiraled out of control, leading to fatal stampedes. The most recent tragedy unfolded at a Christmas funfair organized by Naomi Shikemi, former Queen of Ife, at the Islamic High School in Bashorun, Ibadan. Initial blame was placed on Agidigbo FM, a local radio station, for inciting the crowd, but the station later denied the allegations. The stampede resulted in the deaths of at least 35 children, with 6 others critically injured and rushed to the University College Hospital in Ibadan. Tragically, the death toll later rose to 40 as some of the critically wounded victims succumbed to their injuries. The police have since arrested Naomi Shikemi and other event organizers while an investigation is ongoing. Just days later, another devastating stampede claimed 20 lives at a rice distribution event in Okija, Anambra. Organized by the O.B. Jackson Foundation, the event aimed to support vulnerable communities. However, an overwhelming turnout led to chaos, culminating in a deadly stampede. On the same day, a third stampede occurred at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Maitama, Abuja, where 15 people died while competing for palliatives. The church had anticipated fewer than 1,000 attendees, but more than 2,000 people arrived, causing the crowd to spiral out of control. These tragedies have sparked widespread outcry across Nigeria, with many citizens and politicians expressing their grief. Peter Obi, the Labour Party's presidential candidate during the 2023 election, decried the failure of the government to address the deepening hunger crisis, which has led many Nigerians to risk their lives for food. On X, formerly Twitter, he shared his condolences, questioning how a nation rich in resources could allow its people to suffer so severely. Former Education Minister Obi Ezekwesili echoed similar concerns, highlighting the devastating impact of food poverty, particularly on low and middle-income Nigerians. She urged the government to take urgent action to address the root causes of these tragic events. In response to the stampedes, Kayode Egbetokun, the Inspector General of Police, has called on organizers of future palliative distribution events to collaborate with security agencies. He stressed the need for better planning and coordination to prevent further loss of life. Now, there is hunger in the land. What are your thoughts on this story?
Honestly, concerning the stampede that happened over last weekend at different places in Nigeria.
Here, Abuja and Anambra.
Yes, and Abuja and Anambra. My own opinion, I believe the current hike in price of food items is responsible for this.
So let me give you a backstory about the incident that happened in Ibadan. 35 children were killed. There were announcements going on radio that they were going to give 5,000 naira to every child that attends the event. And they scheduled for 5,000 children, which turns out to be more than 7,500. Now, that was what caused the stampede. And the children invited were from 0 to 16. Many people lost their lives. How has hunger dealt with us as a people? What are your thoughts as regards to how the current rate of inflation has driven people into their death because of hunger?
It was an unfortunate incident that happened. Like I said earlier, the hike in the price of food items is one of the primary causes in my own opinion, because right now, so many people cannot afford the a bag of rice, a bag of beans like they usually do. They can't afford these staple food items that some of them even buy in bulk in the past. Before you can buy a custard of rice now, you have to have up to 10,000 naira. So you can imagine. So I know that the organizers of those programs, those various
was going to lead me to my next question, really.
Did not anticipate.
Now, do you think that we, as a last week, when we're delving into this topic with Ibadan, there was this question I was asking as regards to were the organizers, were these events properly planned? Do you think these events were properly planned and such things happened? Do you think they were properly planned but later became overcrowded and the crowd control or whatever was on ground could no longer handle? What are your thoughts as regards? Because there's one thing for a philanthropist to come out to say, I want to help feed people, right? Acts of service. They want to make people happy. And they live with a heavy heart and sadness in your thought to want to make people happy. You're now technically feeling begrudged by the death of people at an event that was supposed to be a lively event, right? What are your thoughts as regards the way these events were planned?
I want to believe that the events were planned well. When I mean planned well, a few of them have been having the events. This is not the first time they are hosting or holding such events, and maybe they organize the food distribution program for this year with the same mind that they've been doing same in the past. And because of the situation on ground, poverty and hunger in the land, the crowd became so much that they could no longer, the crowd in fact became overwhelming that they could not manage, and it resulted to that. It's just an unfortunate incident. Just an unfortunate,
and over 70 Nigerians have died through 3 different regions. Ibadan, we have in Anambra, and we also have in Abuja. Now, we've had lots of people commiserating with the victims, and Minister of the Federal Republic, Nyesom Wike, also offered free medicals for people that were involved in the stampede. But do you think that is enough from the government? Do you think that approach, certain people from what we've read, Obi Ekwesili, or everybody coming to say, oh, Nigeria is blessed with so much natural resources. How does the government make feeding, food, which is a vital necessity for human existence, how do you think the government can come in to make food more affordable? Now, I'm looking at it from 2 hands, making food more affordable. The agriculture, the focus on agriculture to make food readily available. How do you think the government can come in to make food available for Nigerians?
I believe the government can help lessen the challenge of food crisis by encouraging agriculture. Agriculture should be encouraged. Farmers should be encouraged more than ever before. There's this people view farming as not so lucrative, so it should be enlightenment programs and sensitization programs should be reinforced.
But be it as it may, certain people that are farming are being kidnapped and killed by herdsmen. So the problem just doesn't even stem from people. The people that were farming before, many people are running away from their farms. How do you think we can marry these things together in a way that people have food, farmers can go back to their farm, intending farmers can start farming, and food will be made more available for Nigerians. We have lots of lands not in use, and food grows from the ground. How do you think the government can streamline this in a way that people can actually farm and eat without, succumbing to their death because they are rushing to get food?
I believe the challenge of security should also be looked into by the government. At least it will boost the confidence of farmers as they go about their farming activities. They are relaxed to do so. They are not going to the farm scared and afraid and anticipating and even having a thought that something bad could happen to them on their way going or when they are returning back from the farm. I think the government needs to look into security.
So what should be done to prevent future stampedes? We are still in Yuletide. Lots of people still want to give. What can be done so we don't have this sort of repeated offense or this sort of repeated situation happening again? What proactive measures can be put in place by philanthropists, by church unions, just to make sure we don't have similar incidents like this replaying itself?
I believe they should put in more efforts also in the planning. And then for individuals that will be going out to such events, sometimes when you are around areas where such things or such activities are being done, you will notice the impatience in people. Nobody wants to take turns. I believe it could be one of the causes of the incident that happened. So future organizers of such events should put in a lot of effort to plan, and also plan crowd control. Crowd control should be an aspect of such a future event that should be properly organized.
Right.
Yes, crowd control
should be the core of it.
They should put in efforts to ensure effective crowd control.
Thank you so much.